as you can hear. Time for the last of the action here in Nove Mesto at the first stage of the European Grand Prix in para archery. The recurve men's open category is about to get underway. Let's go down to meet the contenders for the gold medal.
Target number 1, representing Italy, Stefano Travisani. On target number 2, representing France, Guillaume Toucoullet.
Last of the gold medal matches here in Nove Mesto. The recurve men's open is a contest between Stefano Travisani from Italy and Guillaume Toucoullet from France.
Two different forms of archery here, even though it's the recurve. You've got conventional finger release opposed to a mouth release. So the Frenchman has a mouth tab that's attached to the string.
So Travisani, a conventional release, as John says.
Yeah.
Getting things underway with a 10. Toucoullet using a mouth release. Tell us, how does that work? Obviously, it's a replacement to the back arm, but how do you release the arrow with your mouth?
Basically, you just open your jaw, and archers around you get covered in saliva.
Get a good look at that.
Yeah, it's a cord attached to his string that he holds in his mouth.
We're dropping low into the 8, so has opened the door here for a tied set, but Toucoullet needs a 10 from his teeth. Not quite enough, but confidence boosting 2 9s from Toucoullet to end that set, but it is Travisani leading by 2 set points to 0. Look, in all seriousness, and I'm genuinely not joking here, I mean, does that not put an awful lot of pressure on your teeth?
Absolutely. He's drawing about 44 pounds on his teeth, you know, so he goes to the dentist quite a lot.
I bet he does.
He does, yeah. You know, it's the only way. He's got to look after his teeth. You know, they're so important to him. You know. But by shooting with his jaw, all he needs to do is just open his jaw ever so slightly, so there's less moving parts, if you like. So he's very accurate once he gets into the swing of it, you know. And I fully expect him to bounce back.
Well, his chance comes right now. 2 set points down. Toucoullet shooting first in the second. Well, as predicted by John Stubbs, the 2008 Paralympic champion, Toucoullet has hit the middle of the target for the first time in the match.
It's good shooting by the eye time, I knew. That's a good group.
So good arrow here. Can put this one out of reach. Needs a 10 for the points.
Oh.
Well, that's drifted off into the 6 by the looks of things for a 25. So points could go to Travisani here. Anything more than a 7.
6, maybe 7.
Oh, that's right on the line. I think that is a 7. Called a liner in venue, so they will measure that. But I fancy that will get marked up to a 7, which, if my maths is right, means they're both on 25. And Travisani has, well, if you like, saved a point really in the match.
Yeah, they were clearly both shocked by that then. I obviously think the wind got up there and caught them both on just surprisingly, if you like. You know, the French guy shooting 44 pounds, so that was a bit of a surprise. There looked nothing strange in the loose. I purely think that was caught on the wind.
So we have time score for this end.
Well, these tiny margins make such a big difference, but as John said, both of them having shot into the gold with their first 2 hours, drifting out because of the wind, and now it's going to be a question of who can dust themselves off after that, not error, but wind-affected arrow. But it's gusty, isn't it? It's not. If you can look at the long grass in the background, it's just fluttering a little bit, but it's not a steady wind, which is so tricky for you archers.
Yeah, you've got to use everything that's in view, to be honest, and make your call just on what you can see.
So the door is now open for the Frenchman. Guillaume Toucoullet needs to take advantage of this one. Again, drifting out to the right. So 9 here to level things up. Pops it into the 10. Advantage Travisani, right, John?
Absolutely. He's got it all to win now. You can see it windy in the background.
So 26 set by Guillaume Toucoullet.
Anything in the gold will do.
Oh, that's just what he's done as well. And a 27 for Travisani. He gets the 2 set points when really Guillaume Toucoullet had the opportunity yet again to close the gap up. That's 2 opportunities by the Frenchman lost there, John.
Absolutely. Yeah, he'll be kicking himself. Yeah, you know, he's got a lot of experience, you know. He's, you know, and looking to his coach for guidance, you know, he should be judging this himself.
So
I think he's letting the weather get into his head too much, rather than just aiming at the target and, you know, committed to the shot.
We talked about the opportunity to learn. And, you know, you guaranteed that silver medal, as you said. But Toucoullet's still in this match. He's 5-1 down. He'll shoot first in the 4th. He really needs to win this one to give himself some confidence. Even if he does, he'll still be 5-3 down, but he shoots first in the 4th. Is that enough?
And it went to the right as well, or the left, I should say. which
That
is
one has
the
been
way
too
the
high.
arrows. Yeah, that's the way the arrows have normally been going. So the French guys sort of been aiming off.
So perhaps overcompensating. Still drifting out to the left, but this time into the 9. 7 though from Travisani. Is he starting to struggle with the weather?
I think so. Yeah.
The group's good, and you can see Travisani now adjusting his sight. Very good idea.
He only needs a 9.
Maybe 9.
Looks like it's cut the line. I'm going to call that.
Yeah, that's
9.
enough. Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, 26 puts this one out of reach.
9.
But Travisani correcting for a 24. Was that a 23? A 23. So the points do go to Guillaume Toucoullet. Not in the most convincing manner, but points are points. And he trails by 5 points to 3 now. Close the gap up, cut the deficit in half. And we will go into a 5th and final regulation set. And of course, Toucoullet, if he wins that, will force the shoot-off. Needs to start well again and put some pressure on his opponent. So we're back in that situation now where the athlete shooting first is trailing, but has the advantage, in inverted commas, to put down a big score and put the pressure on his opponent. Now, if the opponent then scores well, the pressure switches back. So we've got a really tense final regulation set, right?
Absolutely. And as you saw in that last arrow by the Italian, I actually think that he'd moved his sight over to compensate for the wind, and he trusted with his positioning of his aperture on his sight and just went with the last shot to see where it'd end up, so he could take it forward into this end. So he knew he was beaten, but he used it as a fact-finding arrow.
As John said, that fact-finding arrow in what effectively was a dead arrow is what it's all about, preparing himself, Travisani here, for this set. A 10 put down matched by Travisani. And we have got this battle now of pressure. It's with Toucoullet at the moment, needs another good arrow. Into the 9, not bad. Is it enough, though?
This is what I was coming to expect, absolutely. This is the experience shining through, yeah.
Travisani pops it into the 10. This is now in the Italian's hands. Good score on this arrow to put some pressure on from Toucoullet. Drifted out wide into the 8 for a 27. Not a bad score, but an 8. Well, in fact, a 7's enough for the win.
9.
Puts it into the 9, and what a great final set there from both of the archers. But in the end, it's Stefano Travisani from Italy who secures a 7-3 win over Guillaume Toucoullet from France. And Travisani takes the gold in the recurve men's open category here in Nove Mesto at the first stage of the Euro Para Archery Grand Prix.